students, in this video we are going to cover chapter 16 of class 5th. The name of the chapter is The Revolt of 1857. Okay, students, this is a time period when our India was a trap of Britishers. Okay, so we are going to study that how Britishers actually came to India and what are the situations during that time. So let's start the chapter. So you need to understand that India from the beginning was very prosperous. Okay, so India contains many things. So we know the India with another name uh, which is called Golden Bird. Okay, which is called Golden Bird because India was full of resources during that time. So there were many kingdoms and places and kings who wanted to capture India in the need of those resources. Okay, so why India was so prosperous? Because it had gold, silk, spices, pearls, and very beautiful handicrafts. Okay, so there were a lot of resources and abilities in this country. These things were sold in other countries, especially in Europe. Okay, so seeing the prosperity of India, many traders all over the world came to India. Okay, first of all, the Aryans came to Central Asia and settled down there permanently in India. Okay, then Genghis Khan, the Mongolian invaders looted India many times. Okay, that means there were so many gold from India was looted by the Khans. Okay, so this was the time when many invaders were trying to capturing India and trying to looting their resources from India. Okay, so the Alexanders tried to conquer India but went back. That means they were defeated in the Battle of Porus. Clear? Next, Yuan Sung from China came in pursuit of knowledge and tried to visit India and ancient universities of Nalanda and Takshashila. Okay, and Columbus wanted to come India, but instead of landed the coast, he conquered of America. Okay, so this is they are trying to say that America was invented by Columbus, who were trying to reach India, but accidentally they went to America and discovered that land. Clear? So India was famous all over the world for her wealth and quality of wood. Okay, India had trade relations with Greece, Rome, and Arab Empire from the older times. Later, Spain and Portugal are trying to enter that trade. Okay, so this was the situation of India. That means India was full of prosperity, and many invaders were trying to approach this place. Okay, now first understand it how India actually established. Okay, when Columbus was trying to reach India but accidentally they went to America, during that time there was another invader whose name is Vasco da Gama, who was trying to reach another place but they accidentally went to India and discovered that place. Clear? So the ocean route from Europe to east via the Cape of Good Hope to India was discovered by Vasco da Gama in 1498. Okay, that means he was searching some another place in east area, but accidentally he discovered India. Okay, he was a Portuguese seller. He landed Calicut. So which exactly there he landed? So he landed exactly Calicut, which is now Kozhikode in India. Okay, on the west coast of Kerala, he established trade in spices, for which Kerala is famous. Okay, so he established spices trade, for which we already know Kerala is famous for that. Okay, the Portuguese brought spices from India and sold in Europe. Okay, so that means many peoples were trying to sold spices and trying to maintain their business in this field. But and India was so prosperous and people were earning lot of wealth in a second. Okay, so that means they were getting rich in a very short time period because the availability of resources was so much in India. Okay, thus the Portuguese collected wealth from India through his trade. They became rich in no time. Okay, that means they became rich in very less time. Okay, with the Industrial Revolution, the Dutch, British, French also tried to gain a foothold in this profitable business. The French established their colonies in India. Okay, this is how different kinds of people, Dutch, British, French, tried to establish their colonies in our country. In the last, the Britishers came to India for trade. Okay, they established their colonies in India. Okay, they defeated Dutches, Portuguese, etc., and ruled over India for nearly 200 years. They gained supremacy in India. Okay, so you can understand that how Britishers came to India. Their motive was not to capture India. Okay, this is important to understand that the Britishers was not motive to capture India. They came to India with the purpose of trade. Okay, but eventually they defeated, they defeated French, Dutch, and other colonies which were established, and this is how they gained supremacy in our country and ruled over India for 200 years. Clear? The East India Company, which is a company of Britishers of trading company, started its first trading center in Surat. Okay, this is important, where they started their first business in Surat. Later, with the permission of Emperor Jahangir, they opened more centers in Mumbai, Chennai, and other places. Okay, to protect their centers, the British started keeping an army in India. Okay, this is how they were trying to maintaining, a protective colonies in their in India. Now we are going to study about the Battle of Plassey. Okay, we have studied how the condition of India was, how the Britishers came to India. Now let's study the Battle of Plassey. Sirajuddaula, the Nawab of Bengal, objected the building of forts and keeping their own armies by the British. Okay, Sirajuddaula, who was the Nawab of Bengal, he tried to build the forts and tried to keep their own army. Okay, but Britishers refuses this proposal. So this was the battle which happened between Britishers and the Nawab of Bengal, that is Sirajuddaula. Okay, so the Nawab declared war against Britishers. In June 1757, a big battle was fought at Plassey between Nawab and the Britishers. In this battle, the Nawab was defeated and the Britishers won. Okay? And this is how Britishers became very powerful in the state in Bengal. Okay, because the Nawab of Bengal was defeated by Britishers. Clear? They trained Indian soldiers and employed them in their own army. That means, okay. So this is important to understand that the Britishers were using Indians' army to protect them. That means to maintain their colonies and to become more powerful, they were using Indians' army. Okay, so this is how Britishers used Indian armies also for their own purpose. Next, we have injustice of the Britishers. That means how Britishers were doing wrong with the Indian persons. Okay, and they were eventually using Indian army also. Okay, so the Britishers tortured India. How? The Britishers exploited all the resources of India. Okay, they were utilizing all the resources and were sending to its own place. Okay, they ruled India to get maximum benefit from these resources. Okay, they forced the farmers of Bihar to grow indigo. Okay, this is the same which Mahatma Gandhi fought against it. Okay, which was happened in Champaran. Okay, this is the case because Britishers were forcing farmers to grow indigo 15% at least, and okay, and were forcing to sell them at lower prices to Britishers. Okay, so this is how they were forcing the farmers and utilizing the resources of Indians blindly. Okay, they forced Indian weavers to sell their fine cotton and silk produce only to the Britishers' traders at very low rates. Okay, so they were forcing the sellers to sell at low cost to Britishers and were not allowing to sell at another areas at high rates. So this is how they were utilizing the money of Indians and were forcing them to do what they don't want to do. Next, the Britishers used Indian soldiers to conquer India, but they treated them brutally. Okay, that means they were using Indian army and still they were not treating them properly. Okay, so these were the four tortures which Britishers were facing with Indian peoples. Now, later on in 1764, the Battle of Buxar was fought. In this battle, the British won. After this, the battle, they started accepting their territories, forcing Indian rulers to surrender their kingdoms through various policies. This is a time period when Britishers started expanding their territories. Okay, they won another battle, which is Battle of Buxar. Okay, you will study about this battle in higher classes. So they won Battle of Buxar. After that, they started expanding other territories, other kingdoms. Okay, so they imposed unwanted and various kinds of useless policies to the kingdoms. That is doctrine of lapse policy. They captured Jhansi, Nagpur, and many other policies. Okay, okay. So you would study that doctrine of lapse is a kind of land policies. Okay, that once land is captured by another one, if kingdoms defeated by someone. So this is a kind of policy which you don't need to go in depth. Okay, and Jhansi is that policy. If you have heard about Jhansi ki Rani, because the Britishers were imposing policies on Jhansi, but Jhansi ki Rani refused to follow that policy. So then the battle was happened between them. Okay, so you have to study about these in higher classes, but right now understand that Britishers were trying to impose several kinds of policies on them. Okay, by 1857, the Britishers were the masters of almost whole country. Okay, because they were trying to impose policies, they were forcing Indians. Okay, and imposing a lot of things on them. Clear? Now, All sections of the Indians were unhappy with the British rule. The Indian rulers who had lost their kingdoms were ready to fight against the British. Thus, traders, farmers, soldiers, thieves, etc., were dissatisfied with the British. They wanted the British to leave India. Okay, now they were trading brutally with Indian people, so all were wanted that Britishers leave India. Now, what peoples were doing to revolt against Britishers? So, when people could not beat the British rule anymore, a big revolt started on 10th May 1857. Okay, the revolt is known as First War of Independence. Okay, because this was the first time that Indian peoples were united and tried to fought against Britishers. It is also called Sepoy Mutiny, okay, by the British officials. It was an important struggle of freedom. The revolt was started by Indian soldiers in English army in India. A new rifle called the Enfield has been introduced in India. The rumor spread that fat cows, pigs has been used in making the bullets of the rifle. Soldiers had to bite off the bullets with their mouth before loading it in the rifle. This was against the religious sentiments of both the Hindu and Muslim soldiers. Okay, so you are understanding that what kind of myths were spreading by peoples. Okay, so this was the myth that cows and pigs were used to making bullets and all. And in Hindu and Muslim religions, it is against their, it is against their religious sentiments. Okay, so due to religious sentiments, they were away from bullets and these resources. Okay, this is how Britishers had more, had more number of bullets and rifles. This is why Britishers won from this battle. Okay, Britishers won because they have good resources, guns, okay, and a myth spread among Indian peoples. Okay, but this is important to understand that this revolt started on Meerut, okay, and soon spread to large parts of northern and central India. Okay, farmers, craftsmen, and other sections of society joined this battle. Okay, the soldiers declared the last Mughal Bahadur Shah Zafar as their leader. The revolt was led by Nana Sahib and Tantia Top at Kanpur, Rani Lakshmi Bai at Jhansi, and Begum Hazrat Mahal at Awadh. Okay, so these were the soldiers who declared the by who was led by this battle. Okay, but Britishers won this revolt, and I have already explained you the reason behind it. Okay, now why revolt was failed? I already explained you. Britishers have good kinds of resources, good kinds of bullets and all. This is why Britishers won. Okay, the revolt was very brutally suppressed. Thousands of innocent people, women and children, were killed. Many villages, towns were burnt to ashes. Many were hanged to that. Okay, so this kind of brutal treatment was happened. Okay, when many innocent peoples died, many hanged, and many villages were burnt as ashes. Okay, so these are our important leaders which helped them to fought against the revolt. Okay, the last Mughal emperor, I have already told you, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was arrested and sent to Rangoon, Burma, to exile. Okay, that means they have sent to exile. His three sons were killed in Delhi and their faces were presented to all Emperor Bahadur Shah. Okay, so this kind of brutal treatment was happened. In September 1858, Britishers' troops were back Lucknow, but Begum Hazrat Mahal refused to surrender except to Nepal. Rani Lakshmi Bai was driven out of Jhansi. Later, she captured Gwalior with the help of Tantia Top, but the brave queen died fighting on 17 June 1858. Kunwar Singh died in April 1858, and Nana Sahib escaped to Nepal. With this result, after this revolt, India's rule was taken by the British Crown and East India Company was ended. Okay, a general was nominated to India by Queen Victoria of England. Okay, so understand that when Britishers won the battle, okay, then the main peoples who led the revolt were saving themselves. Okay, for example, I have studied that Begum Hazrat refused to surrender. Okay, so they accept to Nepal. Okay, they accept Nepal. Nepal छोड़ दिया था, and they refused to surrender to Britishers. Okay, because they knew that if they surrender, they will brutally treated her. Okay, and Rani Lakshmi Bai was also refused to surrender. Okay, the brave Rani Lakshmi Bai fought till she died. Okay, and she refused to come under the Britishers. Okay, Kunwar Singh also died in April. Okay, with this result, India's rule was taken by the British Crown. That means Britishers won the India, won India. You can say entire India won by Britishers after that, and they started treating more brutally to Indian peoples and started exploiting them. Clear? So this was the important event in our Indian history. Now, what was the results of this revolt? So the revolt failed, but it marked a new chapter in Indian history. That how so many, people sacrificed their lives and tried to protect themselves with this harsh rule of Britishers. The Indians were inspired by the bravery of leaders and the people who took part in the revolt. Okay, we have seen that how brave people struggled their lives, and how brutally and how bravely they handled the situation after they lose the battle. Okay, so this inspired so many people. They were ready to organize themselves in a better way and fight for their freedom. Okay, so they were ready to organize a better way and fight for their freedom. Okay, so they did not accept the slavery of Britishers, they fought against it. Indian princes were permitted to rule their territories, but under the authority of the British government. That means the Indian princes, that means girls, are allowed to rule their territory, but that is also under the British government. That means still she is a princess, still she worked under the British government. All the main rules were passed by British government. So this kind of discrimination was also having that time. So in this chapter, we have studied about the brave leaders and how our India was captured by Britishers, how Britishers came to India, and how prosperous India was, and how resources were exploited by the invaders. Okay, so I hope you have studied the chapter. Here our chapter completes. I hope you understood.